Hello and welcome to ViralBreak. എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. Today we have a wonderful person as our guest. She's a gorgeous lady. She's a terrific dancer and she's a very well sought out actress. മലയാള സിനിമയുടെ ഒരു ഭാഗ്യജാതകം എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന തരത്തിൽ വളർന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വളർന്ന് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരെയും മനസ്സിൽ ചേക്കേറിയ ഒരു യുവസുന്ദരി. Today we have coming live from Geneva, Switzerland, the gorgeous Apoorva Bose. Apoorva, welcome to ViralBreak.
Thank you so much, and you're too kind, for giving me such a wonderful introduction.
No, actually, it's all over the place. I don't have to. I probably Kore സ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് copy paste ചെയ്ത സാധനം because it is not what I have created. It is something which the whole of Malayalam would have great pride in describing you as. Apoorva, what are you? You're a traditional classical dancer, somebody who has been accredited by the Doordarshan, and you're a favorite actress of so many filmmakers. You're a terrific singer, and above all this, the crowning glory is you are a lawyer, and you're doing your master's degree in international law from the Graduate Institute in Geneva, Switzerland. You're a fascinating mix, my dear. ഇതിനകത്ത് ഏതാണ്? Where is the real Apoorva? Oh, can we have a different Apoorva in the morning, another one in the afternoon, in the evening you have a third Apoorva, and at night we have another Apoorva?
No, I mean, I don't know how to describe myself in ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങള് because കുഞ്ഞിലെ മുതല് thanks to Amma, like she's been like the biggest reason why I've been doing so many things, like be it പാട്ട് പഠിക്കുന്നതാണെങ്കിലും ഡാൻസ് ആണെങ്കിലും പഠിത്തമാണെങ്കിലും കുഞ്ഞിലെ മുതല് she's always told me you don't have to specialize in just one thing, like ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുക, do whatever makes you happy. And കുഞ്ഞിലെ when I used to go for classes, I obviously did not enjoy it as much. 3 വയസ്സ് മുതല്. So now I'm really glad ഞാൻ ഇതെല്ലാം പഠിച്ചതില്. എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ പഠിത്തം I think പഠിത്തം is extremely important as well. നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിലും because education is so important. It also helps in personal growth as well. So I think I don't know how to describe myself in what I do. ഞാൻ അത്രയും ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടില്ല ഞാൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് how do I describe myself. പക്ഷേ as a lawyer I take pride in what I do. And I hope to be a human rights lawyer, and I hope to stand up for the rights of people. And I think that's something that I take a lot of pride in.
Now, see, you're a very young person, very young girl. Though you have done 7 movies, you're an established Bharatanatyam dancer. ഇതെല്ലാം ആണെങ്കിൽ കൂടി, the need to get into the policy making apparatus of global law, or also to be practicing human rights law, ഇതൊന്നും അങ്ങനെ പെട്ടെന്ന് ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഒരു സാധനമല്ല. അതിലേക്ക് പുറകിൽ ഒരു ഭയങ്കര ഇന്റൻസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ജേർണി, ഒരു ലൈഫിനെ വളരെ എന്താണ് പറയാ മിനിസ്ക്യൂൾ ലെവലിൽ കാണാനും ആളുകളുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെ വളരെയധികം സെൻസിബിൾ ആയിട്ട് സ്വീകരിക്കാനും അതൊക്കെ സ്വന്തം ആയിട്ട് കരുതാനും ഒക്കെ ഉള്ള ഒരു മനസ്സുണ്ടാവുക. ഇത് how does it happen, Apoorva? Because you are a diva, you're a fashionista, you're a bounty of talent, or a bundle of talent. അതിനിടയിൽ where is this intensity coming from?
Honestly, I think I have a long way to go for all the nice things that you told me. പക്ഷേ I think the best thing that's happened to me is being born into an unconventional family. Not once did my parents say doctor ആവണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എഞ്ചിനീയർ ആവണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളൊരു established വേയിൽ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ലോ ചെയ്യണം, അങ്ങനെ they haven't said anything like that. But ഞാൻ after I did my law, I had a small stint with UN Delhi just to figure out whether this is exactly what I wanted to do. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞോടുകൂടി എനിക്ക് I was extremely sure that human rights and humanitarian law is something that I wanted to focus on. And the next thing I did was, apply to institutions which I thought would be beneficial to me. And Geneva, just happened because, the professor that I wanted to work with This is where most of the headquarters are for international organizations. ഒരു ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഡിപ്ലോമസി ഹബ് എന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് ഞാൻ ജനീവ ചൂസ് ചെയ്തത്. ആൻഡ് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ഐ ഡോണ്ട് തിങ്ക് ദർ വാസ് എൻ ഇന്റൻസ് ജേർണി. I'm not somebody who overthinks or I don't plan every step. പക്ഷേ I think what I do is I have like a long-term plan. I have a goal to achieve. Our goal achieve like there are few things that I have done. I don't think there's been an intense journey per se, because I think I still have a lot of things to do, a lot of intense things to do in my life. I think it's just that I know what I want. Everything is a lot more clearer for me. And I think, as I said, being in the family that I am in, Amma, she does voluntary service in medical trust. Kunnile modula, that is something that I've seen, like, her working in the hospital, and Achanayalum, he's also actively involved in a lot of, activities, social activities. I think, growing up in that environment has really helped me understand, and what to focus on, and what to actually fight for, and who to actually fight for. So I think those are the things that I would consider as inspirations in my life.
Now, you are a very urbanized, young, fashionable girl now, who could have easily found a strong footing in the Malayalam movie industry had you decided to very proactively pursue films. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇതിനകത്തേക്ക് പോകാതെ, see, when you talk about human rights, when you talk about international law, that's a completely different ball game. These are tall phrases, beyond ഒരു urbanized young girlന്റെ ഒരു imaginationലും മുകളിലുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. അപ്പം how did that happen? I know you did a small stint with the United Nations in Delhi as a program coordinator. അവിടെ നിന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു particular incident trigger off ചെയ്തതാണോ? ഈ ഹ്യൂമൻ റൈറ്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അതൊരു ഇന്ത്യയിൽ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും വായിച്ച ഒരു സാധനമാണോ? Or do you think that mankind needs more people like you to voice the opinion of the downtrodden or the underprivileged, or those people who do not qualify into the first citizens of every country?
I think just to give a little more clarity on movies and why I chose law. Movies in Arena Sadhanam just happened along the way. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. Right after 10th grade, I was very sure and in the course and that I was going to enroll for a law course. So that was something that was part of the plan. What wasn't part of the plan was movies. It happened during my 10th board exams. Vineet Srinivasan movie and then Adya Abhinechata. That just happened. I mean, I've done modeling all my life. I did my first ad when I was 2.5 years old. And that has happened, over the years. I've been actively involved in a lot of modeling assignments. Paksha, I've never thought of, becoming an actress or anything like that. Paksha, I enjoy acting. I love the process that goes into it. Paksha, I was extremely sure that I did not want to leave my education. I did not want to make movies my life. I knew that is not something that I wanted to do as a person. Paksha, I was entirely sure that I did not want to choose anything. Every year I've done a movie or so. There are some years where I haven't done. Paksha, I think theater and movies are something that I want to do, like whenever I get the chance. But I don't think I want to be a mainstream actress per se, because as a career, I think I would want to be a lawyer, and this is something that I enjoy doing. I love studying. I know it's not something that we hear every day. I love the process of, learning something new every day. And actually, then 5 years of law, undergrad, I did not really enjoy the process of learning. Because നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലത്തെ എന്താ പറയാ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റം ഇസ് സച്ച് നമ്മളെല്ലാം മനപ്പാഠം പഠിക്കുന്നതാണ് നമ്മൾ കുഞ്ഞിലെ മുതൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളത്. പക്ഷേ എവർ സിൻസ് ഐ ജോയിൻ മൈ മാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് നമ്മളിപ്പം ഇവിടെ പഠിക്കുന്ന രീതി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മൾ തന്നെ എല്ലാത്തിനും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ഇവിടുത്തെ like mainstream way of learning. But once I started doing that, it really motivates you to do better, to learn more. I enjoy this process of learning. I know I want to do a lot more in in the education field itself. I think that is something I would consider as a mainstream career, prospect for me as of now. Paksha, as I said earlier, I don't think I'm somebody who's very planned. Even if I say, I'm not going to do any movies in the next 5 years, there are times, where something really nice has, come up, and Samayata and I've had a break from academics. So there's been like a vacation or something. And I've done a film in the meantime. So I don't really plan things in my life. Paksha, whatever opportunities that I want to undertake, I do it. I don't think too much. What I think is apt for me, I just go for it. So I think in that sense, I would consider myself as a go-getter.
Now, there is a very interesting observation that could be talked about. Now, if you feel really you need to be a human rights lawyer or a voice of mankind, or those people that we spoke about before, at any part of the world, don't you think that celebrity status that accompanies an actress or a diva or a fashionista will definitely help you, or help the voice of the human rights activist echo in the corridors of power, or the corridors of where it should be heard, much more loudly than just being a corporate lawyer or just being an international lawyer?
There are a lot of lawyers like Nandi and a lot of, young lawyers who are, incredibly strong voices on social media and otherwise because of the work that they have done. It can be yes or no, because as somebody who voices my opinions actively on social media about the political situation and about my opinions on XYZ situation. So it has helped developed a certain audience because of the fact that I've done movies. That is definitely there. A lot of people take note of what I say because I'm they're familiar with me, because they've seen me a lot more than other people who probably have have the same opinions, or who want a lot more audience on social media or any other platform per se. So definitely doing films or being somebody who is popular via films has helped create an audience for me. Paksha, I think it goes on another realm also, because sometimes people actually have a negative a connotation to it, because they think that actresses generally don't have a mind of their own. So comments
but we have seen actresses like Nandita Das, Shabana Asmi, Dia Mirza, even Sushmita Sen, for that matter. They have all great voices who have advocated several causes in their lifetime. And they still do. Nandita Das is somebody who brought colorism to a national attention. Somebody who waged war with cosmetic giants, who probably gave us this belief system that only the fair are beautiful. So you need the glamour power of the presence of the celebrity factor, or the stardom, that helps you and your voice heard in a much more intense fashion, where the paparazzi and the media gets glued onto it much faster, and they reflect it much in a much more intense fashion onto their pages and screens, and is gobbled up by the common man in a much more interesting fashion.
No, absolutely, I agree with you. There are a lot of actors out there, who have, who've been extremely strong in their opinions and have actually created a huge difference also. Paksha, considering, the fact that I do Malayalam films and it's mostly Natal or Alkar who are familiar with me, there are people who obviously, initially at least, who used to comment asking me, why am I talking about the political situation in India when I'm just an actress. So that is a very small spectrum of people from, from India per se. Paksha, I think that is also changing right now. There are a lot of people, even in the Malayalam industry, who are extremely vocal about their opinions. And I think it's a positive change that we're seeing. And because of like how popular, social media is, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc., is right now, I think you see a lot more women out there, who are talking about their opinions, who are, like huge, strong voices out there. So I think, there is a huge change, and definitely being an actor does give me leverage in terms of that.
No, that's my point. I'm sure there are only very few people who would have seen you live on screen talk about human rights, talk about and to talk about Apoorva Bose, the intense person she is, more than the diva that they see on screen, or the different roles that you've portrayed on the screen. Now, you talked about Malarwadi Arts Club, your first movie, your debut movie, happening as an accident. How did that happen? Did Vinny Srinivasan approach you, or did they? How did they come to you? How did you figure out in that role? Because you were a school kid. You were in your 10th standard, if you ask me.
I mean, I had no clue about film industry or anything, and nobody in my family is into it, so I had no idea how it works in the first place. I used to do a lot of modeling, as I mentioned earlier, and I used to do a lot of theatre in school. So Angana, one of the photographers had, Arun Arnata. He's literally seen me grow. So I had done some modeling assignments at that time, and Vineet Etten was a close friend of his, and he managed to show a picture of mine, and that's how it sort of happened. Like I remember going for an audition after that, and I had no clue how it works. I didn't know anything about the films, so I think it just happened just like that for me. And I think it's definitely been a blessing, and I love being in front of the camera. I've always loved it. It's not something that I planned. And as you mentioned earlier, like I don't consider myself an intense person at all, and I don't think anybody who knows me will ever associate me as an intense person. So I mean, being a human rights lawyer and being an actor, I don't think I sort of, I've figured like, oh, there is a word, for, like the person I am or anything. I think it's just, I love what I do. I like being a lawyer. I like acting. It doesn't make me an intense or a non-intense person, I guess.
No, actually, it gives you an additional strength or power extra kittunnundu. Being an actor, being a lawyer, being an actor lawyer, or being a lawyer actor, or being a social activist. ഇതെല്ലാം കൂടെ ചേർന്ന് നമുക്കൊരു being a lady or being a woman, do you think it adds to the to the need for modern women to have their own voices or to stand up on their own and to fight for their equal rights? Do you think that equal rights is extremely important, or do you think that like a lot of women think that it's okay to be subservient, it's okay to play second fiddle to the man?
I mean, to answer your question, I think feminism is extremely important. I think anybody who says they're not a feminist,
I'm not calling it feminism at all, because I'm a total humanist. I don't believe in feminism, because feminism is a word which has been completely distorted by people who believes that one gender is or has to overpower the other. I'd rather call it humanism, where there is equality.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, but I think I'd beg to differ just on that. I don't think it's about like one gender being above the other or anything. I'm all for like equal rights, and I think feminism is just about affirmative action, and it's about equal rights. It's about attaining equal rights, or or one gender reaching the same position of the other. So I mean, forgetting the label, I mean, or keeping the label aside, because I consider myself a feminist, and I'm all for equal rights. I don't believe that one gender should be above the other or anything like that. So I mean, keeping the tags aside, I think I mean, we I think we give a lot of importance or a lot of stress on like taglines, or the just tags per se. Like there's a lot of like debate on what we should call equal rights, whether it's it's calling feminism or anything else for that matter. But we sort of dilute the cause there. And I think that's what I have a problem with, when you sort of dilute what it stands for. So as both a human rights lawyer, as a woman, as a human rights lawyer, as an actor, as, a singer, I think that, at this stage in this century, what we need is equal rights, and what we need is equal opportunities for both the genders, for that matter. And I think a lot of women out there are doing incredible. They're doing such an incredible job at like standing up for their rights and standing up for women across the world. And so many people from even like irrespective of whether they come from an urban sector or from the rural sector, there are so many women out there who are doing incredible job even at like panchayat level. And I think it doesn't matter whether you are a human rights lawyer, whether you are an actor, or I don't think it gives me any sort of, it does not give me any sort of like extra importance per se because I am an actor or I'm a human rights lawyer. Yes, a lot of people listen to what I have to say, but I think in terms of the work that women do, there are women in different sectors, in different places across the world who are doing way more incredible job than I will ever do probably all my life.
Now, on that note, let us move on to your second talent, singing.
Yeah.
Were you a singer right from childhood, or did you discover it on the way?
I did my classes when I was 3 years old, and Amma still sang. One varsham I didn't sing at all. I hated music. And I don't stop classes. Amma used to sit with me. One varsham Amma ichiri padichu. I even say one word. And it's only after a year that I even started, singing the basics. And I think music has really helped me focus, even in terms of, my skills in dance. Yes, I love music. And I think there was a huge break. And after my, I think, first year of law school, and adhigam പാട്ടിനോട് വലിയ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുത്തില്ലായിരുന്നു. I put in a lot of effort in my dance. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ ജനീവയിൽ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് I met a friend of mine and we started jamming എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയും, just like a little break from our academic, this thing. So അതുകൊണ്ട് I've slowly started getting back into music. It's not something that I've discovered along the way. Like I've always loved music, and I've always loved listening to music. I've always loved singing. So yeah.
So why don't we listen to one of your songs, and probably in the process you can introduce your strumming partner.
Yeah. So I've managed to get my neighbor, who's also like my jamming partner.
Okay.
Probably adjust the camera since I'm.
It's the first time in our last 47 episodes that we've had people singing right from Usha Udup to Priti Balla to Nikhil, you name it. But it's the first time we have two people coming on the same screen, and we're going to jam. So I have great pleasure in inviting your friend and neighbor and partner in music, Dhiman, welcome on board.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so a word about you, Dhiman. Where are you from, and what do you do in Geneva?
So I am from Noida. Right now, my family lives in Noida, and I'm here studying, doing my master's in development studies, and I'm in my second year.
And where are you originally from? Your roots?
I'm originally from Calcutta. So. Okay. Yeah, I'm from a Bengali family, and right now we are all settled in Noida.
Okay. And now, so that makes it a national integration.
Pretty much.
And nice to have you on the show, and we've also watched you on several videos with Apoorva.
Yeah.
How did this happen? did she come barging into you and demand you to sing?
Absolutely. No, I'm kidding.
Or
So
did she threaten you?
I didn't need that much of persuasion. What happened was, it was a Diwali party being hosted by a friend where we met, and that very same day she had posted a story on her Instagram of her singing. That's when I actually got to know, when I heard it, that she sings. So
Okay.
then when we met at the party, I told her that, I have a guitar. Maybe one day we should jam and just get together and see how it turns out. And we did that. We planned it on a weekday. She came after her classes and stuff, and we just sat in this exact position, and we chose a random song to do, and she started recording.
Okay.
And we got it right on the first take, which has never happened again. But yeah, so that's how it started off, and we decided to make it more of a regular thing. So we've been doing like weekly, bi-weekly jamming sessions, which she puts up on her Instagram page.
No, you disappoint me, Dhiman. I was hoping to get some spice out of this. You know why? I was hoping that you would say that the feminist human rights lawyer literally caught you by your collar and forced you to sing, and she demanded equal rights from you. And then she said, "If you don't play the guitar, I'm going to press charges on you."
Well, if she did that, I definitely wouldn't call her a feminist. I mean, that's something else for sure. That's not a feminist. But I mean, sure. I mean, if that's, we could definitely change the story to make it sound like.
No, I was trying to be a part-time paparazzi, trying to build a story around it.
That's totally fine.
Okay, so nice to have you on our show, Dhiman, and I hope. And okay, let's have our first song of the evening.
Sure.
From, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Dhiman to you. And Dhiman will be accompanying Apoorva in their first number, dedicated to all those people who are currently going through the lockdown period, all those people who are in hospitals, all the doctors, nurses, and the paramedical staff who are working hard to make our lives simpler and healthier. And all those people, all the policemen on the streets, all the district officials, all the local self-government people who are literally working 24/7 to give us a healthy life. And salutes to them. Over to Apoorva and Dhiman.
So this is one of the songs that we keep jamming to every once in a while. I mean, we really haven't prepared anything per se, so we're just going to take it by the ear.
No, this is going to be the first official jamming session of ViralBreak. So you're free. You can go out there and...
I mean, just
wing it.
Yeah, wing it. And I mean, the song is by one of our favorite musicians, Pratik Kuhad. And I mean, surprisingly, this is, I mean, his song, I think was the first song that we jammed. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we thought we'll start
so
with
he's
that.
been an inspiration pretty much. So yeah.
Okay. No, can we expect? Okay. Let me reserve that question towards the end. Okay. Over to you guys.
कितनी बातें बाकी है, कितने दिन कितनी रातें बाकी है, इन परेशानियों से बाहर भी जाओ तो मैं बेफिक्र हूँ, मदहोश हो भी जाओ तो तुम जब पास आती हो पलकों से मुस्कुराती हो, हवाएं भी गुनगुनाती है, तुम जब पास आती हो, उलझी नजरें कैसे अनजान शहरों में, सारे कस्में करती यादों की लहरों में, गहराई से बेखबर हो जाओ मैं बेफिक्र हूँ मदहोशों पे जाओ तुम जब पास आती हो पलकों से मुस्कुराती हो बाहें भी गुनगुनाती है तुम जब पास आती हो खो जाने की जिंदा करूं ख्वाहिश है ये दिल की राहों को नजर में रखूं मैं भी तो लौट आऊंगी बाहों से गुनगुनाऊंगी कितनी बातें बाकी है कितने दिन कितनी रातें बाकी है तुम जब पास आती हो पलकों से मुस्कुराती हो बाहें भी गुनगुनाती है तुम जब पास आती हो
Wow. Oh, that is melodious, melodious. And I found something very strange, Apu, as we speak.
Yeah.
Now, we both on the screen, I'm sure people will be fascinated to see something very unique on the screen. In the titles that has been that describes both Apoorva and me. We both have a Bengali name, Apoorva Bose. My name is Sujil Chandra Bose, and we're both Malayalis. Now we have a true Bengali sitting on the other side and strumming. Yeah, so that's a very unique thing that has happened. Probably
right now.
So two Malayalis with Bengali names and a real Bengali. So that's something very unique and at the same time slightly weird also. Anyway, okay, now behind every successful child, behind every talented child, there's also a story or stories of their parents.
Absolutely.
We have a story to talk about it, Apoorva. Achino made him a role in the life.
I think the freedom to decide what I want to do. I think from the time I remember, ഒരിക്കലും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല ഇന്നത് ചെയ്യണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ കരിയർ ആയിരിക്കും നിനക്ക് നല്ലതെന്ന് ഇതുവരെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. Like whatever decisions ഞാൻ എടുത്തിട്ടുള്ളത്, obviously I run it by them. അവരടുത്താണ് ഞാൻ ആദ്യം ചോദിക്കാറുള്ളതും പറയാറുള്ളതും. പക്ഷെ ഒരിക്കലും അവരുടെ അടുത്തൊരു നോ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. They have complete trust ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും. പിന്നെ കുഞ്ഞിലെ മുതല് എനിക്ക് ക്ലാസ്സസിനെല്ലാം കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ടുള്ളത് അമ്മയാണ്. ഇപ്പം പാട്ടായാലും ഡാൻസ് ആയാലും പഠിത്തമായാലും entire I think like കുഞ്ഞിലെ മുതൽ ഇപ്പൊ മോഡലിംഗ് ആയാലും അമ്മയാണ് അത് എല്ലാം എന്താ പറയാ എന്നെ എല്ലാത്തിനും അക്കമ്പനി ചെയ്യുന്നത് അമ്മയായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ആയാലും ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പം എല്ലാ സെറ്റിലും അമ്മ എന്തായാലും ഉണ്ടാവും, പിന്നെ അച്ഛനും കൂടെ വരാറുണ്ട്. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് how supportive they've been in every career roles that I've been in and everything that I've done in my life. I think definitely അവരുടെ ആ ഒരു എന്താ മോട്ടിവേഷനും അവരുടെ I think സപ്പോർട്ടും ഇല്ലാതെ it definitely wouldn't have been possible. So even my decision to come to Geneva അല്ലെങ്കിൽ UN ചെയ്യുന്നതും they've never said no to me or they've never asked me to like stay back in India. അങ്ങനെ ഒന്നും ഒരിക്കലും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. So they've given me complete freedom and complete independence, and thankfully it's always like worked in my favor, and that definitely has to do with them and their support.
They say luck favors the brave. What do you think is your journey?
I mean, definitely it had to do with a lot of like hard work, and it comes with a lot of like perseverance and resilience. Paksha luck definitely has favored me in a lot of places. So I think being at the right place at the right time has definitely favored me. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of luck and the fact that I have been brave enough to take the choices that I have taken with the help and the support of my parents, has definitely helped.
Now that's phenomenal, Apoorva. You also had a stint with organizations or with NGOs.
Yeah.
Did it actually affect your way forward? Did it influence your sensibilities?
No, I think working with any organization, definitely the NGOs that I've worked with has, like motivated me to be in the sector that I'm in, like development sector ആയാലും, international law ആയാലും, human rights ആയാലും, ഈ work ചെയ്ത NGOs-ൽ കൂടെയാണ് എനിക്ക് ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു career എടുക്കാനും ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു I think റോൾ എടുക്കാനും എന്നെ മറ്റേ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തത് was because of the organizations that I've worked with. അതുകൊണ്ട് I think that has a huge role to play in what I am today. ഇപ്പോഴും ഞാൻ എന്താ പറയാ, I am working with a non-profit, Switzerland-based non-profit. I'm sure ഞാൻ തിരിച്ച് നാട്ടിൽ വന്നാലും I will continue working with non-profit organizations. So I think it has definitely paved the path for everything that I have done. In fact.
Now, let me take you to another realm of your character. That is fashion. It is not usual for a Keralite to be fashionable enough to be noticed at a national level. There are only few people who have come up from our state to brush shoulders with the top fashionistas in the country. Where do you find yourself in terms of fashion, your fashion sense, your fashion journey? Did it start at a very early age, or did you acquire it over a period of time?
I mean, I don't think I have. I mean, in terms of fashion, I think it's been my grandparents and my aunts and amma and everyone. Like they have been like the biggest inspirations in terms of like what I wear and how I like the kind of sarees that I have worn, or whatever fashion like that I have learned over the years. It's been through my family, and I think they are absolute fashionistas. And the Chittamara ayalum, Ammumme ayalum, like they are absolutely gorgeous in terms of like their fashion choices and everything. And I think ഞാൻ അധികം ആലോചിക്കാറില്ല, like whatever like I feel like suits me, or whatever I like, I usually end up buying. But most of the things that I have worn or that I have bought has been has been things that are extremely comfortable. So I think for me, like it's just comfort. In terms of like the fashion, like as you said, like the inspiration, it's been my family. I don't think I have looked beyond my family, and my family a little bit, and they are absolute divas. So Ammuma, I will always say Ammuma is my biggest like fashionista inspiration.
Okay. Now, I had something in my mind, which are you a mood dresser?
I don't know if I'm a mood dresser, but I think I love dressing up for sure. But I'm somebody who takes less than 5 minutes to dress up. Like I don't want to put too much effort into the way I dress. I love wearing sarees, but I have never bought a saree per se for myself. It's always been something that I picked up from Ammuma or my aunt or my mother. I've never bought a saree. I love going back to my roots and wearing something very traditional, but at the same time you will see me lounging in my kaftans in Cochin. Like I go out wearing my kaftan. So I don't think I'm a mood dresser, but I don't put too much effort into the way I dress. Like I like it being extremely simple and not too many things on me. Like I'm not somebody who's a very eclectic dresser. Like I like looking very simple.
Very simple, and very simple you do look most of the times, but you also lace yourself with a certain fashionable elegance, that it's almost like a second skin to you. Now,
As I said, I think that's mainly because of my family. Like, my aunt always says like, "Chathu adanalum chamanju adakanamnu pande parayarunnu." So I think that is something I swear by. Like, even if I'm going outside, like I need to look presentable. I can't be dressed in rags, and that's something I think, as I said earlier, like it just has to do with my family. Not something that I have acquired. I have a personal, like sense of style for sure. I like a little bit of boho chic and everything. But most of the times you'll see me wearing kaftan, or if I'm going out, I love wearing a sari. So I try to like find occasions or reasons to wear sari. Sometimes I meet like I just wrap some, like something of my amma, or like a nice cotton sari. Like I love doing that. So I think if I have to pick like a garment, that is my absolute favorite. That has to be a sari.
do you think a sari represents India and Indian women?
I don't think it represents India or an Indian woman. I think it represents women, or like whoever wants to wear a sari can wear sari. But I think a lot of people sort of romanticize, or like they sort of make it about ethnicity, and like an Indian woman needs to be wearing a sari, or it sort of like increases your Indianness. I don't think so. I love wearing a sari because I love the garment. I have seen a lot of people in Europe wearing a sari, and I think they look absolutely gorgeous in that garment. So I think it does not increase your Indianness or anything, but I think there's some, there's definitely an elegance to wearing a sari for sure.
No, it is said that it is otherwise called the 6 yards of sensuality. And any Indian woman who knows how to drape a sari well, represents, that could be celebrated by any age groups for that matter.
I mean, it's definitely a sensual garment for sure. Like sari is absolutely sensual, and I think it's beautiful. Paksha, I don't know how to drape a sari, and I definitely think I represent, India, and I represent Indianness. Most of my times it's Amma who drapes a sari, or it's my best friend. So I still don't know how to drape a sari, but I wear saris more than most of my friends. So I think, I don't know if it is like the epitome of India or anything, or an Indian woman. Anybody who wants to wear a sari, please go ahead and wear it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Be it Indian woman or be it somebody from outside. As I said earlier, like I think it's about the choices that you make. Like regardless of, you can still wear a dress and still represent India. There are like beautiful women from India who've done that, and international platforms. So yeah, that's just the way I see garments.
Now, okay. Now, before we get into another serious subject, what's our next song for all of us?
And he doesn't know. I mean, he's been learning Malayalam ever since we've become friends. But I mean, we could try a Malayalam song. This is probably the one Malayalam song where I'm sure he knows the lyrics more than I do. Which is actually most of the songs.
Diman, a word to you, Diman. Normally, we Malayalis, we teach all our Malayalam abuses to our non-Malayali friends first.
Oh,
so has she been able to help you in those levels?
Not her. I think I am better than her at Malayali swear words than she is. But there are a lot of Kerala here, and I made sure that's the first thing I learned. So it's done. That's it. This song, like, I don't know, it's a beautiful Raghu Dixit song, and I heard it so many times that even though I don't know the meaning, I don't think even she does.
Okay.
It's sort of like I know the words and I can identify the words, so that's how I memorized it, sort of.
No, actually, we have kind of stolen one of your national assets from Bengal and almost monopolized her in Malayalam. Can you name that personality?
Is she a singer?
Yes.
Then it's definitely Shreya Ghoshal.
Absolutely, yes. If Malayalis could have the right to actually monopolize Shreya Ghoshal, we would have probably kept her in Kerala completely.
And if I'm not wrong, I don't think Shreya Ghoshal speaks the language, but
no, she doesn't.
She writes down the lyrics, like the Malayalam lyrics in Bengali.
Correct.
So That's how she gets the pronunciation and stuff. So I think that's pretty smart.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have actually, we also have a direct Bengali connect through our Didi, Usha Udup, who was one of our, Viral Break also owes it to her, because we started off with Didi, one of the three guests we had when we started off. Today we are on this 48th episode. The third episode was with Didi, who was completely gaga over being part of Viral Break. So that's it to our Bengali connections. We are two cultures who are bound by a lot of factors, including the fish. Are you a fish eater?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, there's a Bengali who exists who's not a fish eater, whether force or by choice.
And we also share the big bindi. Our women also, wear the big bindi.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, amongst Bengalis, I can vouch for that. But I mean, this is one of the first conversations we had. The cultural similarities between Bengalis and Malayalis, it's pretty uncanny, despite being geographically pretty much set apart and all that. But I think they're the two communist states in the country. And
I was about to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many similarities. It's striking.
Yeah. Anyhow, so this song is for our Bengali friends and brothers and sisters from Apoorva and Diman. Oh, that was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. And this is one song which is extremely close to my heart because my little one, my daughter, sings this all the time, and I beautifully sung, Apu. And I love the harmony, the way you harmonized. Diman, excellent. Thank you so much. It was an experience. Okay, now moving on. Uh, you once famously said that you enjoy Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate us on that observation?
I mean, I love the way he writes his films, and the way he portrays. It almost looks like it's poetry on screen. And I love Paris. Like, I'm somebody who absolutely adores Paris, whether it's going to like Shakespeare and Company or walking around Notre Dame, or just the just the place and the vibrance of the place. And as much as I'd love to speak in French, I think it's absolutely difficult. And I just love the way it sounds, at least. And he would know better about my French skills. Like, I just can't. Like, I've never even attempted, but I love Paris, and I absolutely love the fact that he uses elements based in Paris, and it's sort of it's portrayed so well on screen. So that's probably why I love his movies, and I absolutely adore watching him on screen, in fact.
Do you think Malayalam cinema that you've done quite a number of films, about 7 films in 7 different styles and genres, probably?
Yes.
What is the kind of movies that you would want to as your dream role? I'm sure this is a very cliched question which every actor gets asked ever since an actor gets on the screen. But it's again a fascinating thing to know from an actor's perspective, because Apoorva, you're not just a normal actress. You're a thinking actress. You're a fearless person. You don't fear being heard, or you don't fear saying what you want to say. So, do you think Malayalam cinema has evolved or needs to be evolved as we go forward?
I think the kind of movies that's been coming out, Malayalam movies, is definitely we're way ahead in terms of like the technicalities and the kind of stories that we have. From Kumbalangi Nights Ayalum, like a lot of movies that I've seen recently, from Angumali Diaries and all of that. I think such brilliant scripts that we have. ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ മറ്റേ നോൺ മലയാളീസിന്റെ അടുത്തായാലും ഞാൻ എല്ലാ നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലുള്ള പുതിയ മൂവീസ് എല്ലാം like I keep talking about it, and I actually keep making them watch it also. So ഇവിടെ കാണുന്ന ആൾക്കാരും they absolutely love the kind of quality we have, and we have such great directors right now, like who are so fearless, and the script writers and everything. So I think in terms of the kind of movies that we have, Malayalam movies have evolved a lot more. And Bollywood movies ayalum baki either I think regional movies compare edalum, I feel like we are way ahead in terms of like the kind of movies that we have that we have recently, and we definitely like we have like a huge we're definitely not behind even like international movies also. So in terms of any I think the kind of roles that I want to do, it's not something that most people will say of it, but I would love to do an all-out rom-com, because I haven't seen a lot of rom-coms Malayalam, which I have absolutely loved. So I think like a good rom-com is something that I'd love to do.
Are you talking about the frivolous, idealistic rom-com that we're talking about?
I don't think I'm talking about like like frivolous movies, but definitely in terms of like like just the kind of stories that we see even in Hollywood and stuff, like such nice, brilliant Hollywood music. So I think Hollywood movies. So I'd love to do something like that.
Okay. So if somebody approaches you with a script, what is it you do? Do you look at his personality, or do you look at the script?
I definitely look at the crew that I'm working with and the cast. Definitely, I think it's very important to work with people that you're comfortable with. Thankfully, like considering the movies that I've done, I have worked with brilliant crew. I've loved the kind of people that I've worked with, from directors, actors, they're almost like family for me. So that's extremely important. Pakshay, like, definitely, like, like the script is the core. And I think it's important to, like, give the most importance to script as well. So I think it's a mix of both. I look at like the script at the same time, like I also look at the crew that I'm working with. So it's definitely a mix.
Do you think a script is the king, or the treatment of the film, which is far more important?
It's both. Definitely it's both. Because, you can have a very simple script without like, like a lot going into it. But if the treatment is really good, it can come out to be as phenomenal. Pakshay, I think there needs to be a good balance between the two. Obviously, if the script is terrible, then whatever you do with the movie, it might not come out great. So the balance needs to be, like struck. So, which I think Malayalam movies recently, they've actually been making that balance. From for Korean movies and there's this change in the kind of treatment, of films that, or the way they treat films. There's definitely like an evolution that we've seen. So our evolution, like technical team, we know a lot of cinematographers who try like different techniques right now, which brings about like a huge difference in the whole cinematic experience that we see. So I think it's a good balance between the two.
Excellent. Now, as we move to the end of the show, we would like to have one more song from you.
Yeah. We really haven't figured it out. So I think we'll just like sing whatever.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to? Huh? Cool.
Right now she's typing in the lyrics because...
Sorry. I'm so bad with lyrics. Like I'm terrible while he's terrific with it. So...
No, that's fine. We are prepared to wait as long as you're going to sing.
I don't know. Definitely going to. Sorry, just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. रात बासी बासी बड़ी है सुहानी बंद दरवाजा देके लौटी है सुबह ठंडी है अंगीठी सीली है दीवारें मुझे टकराने में दिल की सदा पूरे मन तुझको भाग रहा है तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है बाबूजी सपने बूंद बूंद में सपने बूंद बूंद में कैसी मैं जब देख ना सकूं अनजाने रास्ते
गूंगा सा है कोई सितारा 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 दी में बोल कोई सितारा दी में बोल कोई सितारा तुम जैसा है कोई सितारा सितारा, तुम जैसा है कोई सितारा।
Thank you so much, Apoorva and Diman. Uh, it was an absolutely beautiful experience for me personally, and I'm sure all our viewers would say the same thing too. And it was a total delight to have you both on the show. Apoorva, may your voice be heard, and may your talent be seen, and may you as a personality grow in meets and bounds, and may you outgrow all our existing names, and may all your dreams come true in the future. And thank you so much for being part of ViralBreak and
Thank
spending
you
this
so
quality
much
time with
for
us.
having me. And it's been a blast, and I'm extremely delighted to be a part of the show. And I'm sure Deeman is as well.
But it was an absolute.
And Diman, a huge word of thank you to you, for taking your time out to be with us this afternoon. And I'm sure you both are hungry because it's hardly 1:30 there in Geneva at this point of time. So I'd leave you to have a nice lunch together, and we hope to connect you, and we hope to see you both in different avadars in future. And may your steps ahead be wonderful, and may all your dreams come true too. And on that note, thank you so much, dear ones. And I also thank Sangeeta Bose and Bose, parents of Apoorva, for making this possible. And on that note, let me sign off, thanking Kirti Tilagan, Arun Prasad of Green Media, Priscil and Prijul of Green Media again, and all our friends out there who are watching us live. Thank you so much. Signing off, Big Mouth, Sujil Chandra Bose.